Hey everyone, it's Bree. Welcome back to my channel. I'm back in another video, and I am here to discuss all of the things that's going on with Mielle Organics. So for those of y'all who don't know, Mielle Organics is a black-owned hair care company that makes amazing products and is known to work really well for black hair, especially more of the kinkier 4C, 4B hair types. And you don't have a lot of that out there, which I think is why this became such a big thing, is because there's not a lot of products out there that really work for our hair. And I'll say for me, I am definitely a 4C hair type girl, and it is really hard to find products that work well with my hair, that moisturize my hair well, and stuff like that. And so when we come across, those gems, those products that really work well, we tend to hold on to it, and we tend to put all of our support into it, because it's like we don't have a whole lot of that. But as of recently, thanks to TikTok, Mielle Organics has become overtaken by other communities, those that are not black, and they have pretty much started this whole thing on TikTok with the oil. I don't know what the exact oil is. I think it's like rosemary oil or something like that. It's a part of their line, and for some reason this other community decided that they were going to use it, even though it's not meant for their hair at all whatsoever. And it became like this really huge thing, and it became viral, and it became viral so much that the oil sold out, and there wasn't anything left for us for black women. There wasn't enough for us to obtain this oil. And then you slowly started to see that the oil, as it started to make their way back into the store, the price hiked up, and it was all because of this other community causing the hike of the price. And so of course people were naturally upset, because it's like, we barely have enough products that work for us as it is, and you guys have literally aisles and aisles worth of stuff. And I've seen videos about this as well, saying, hey, this is why you shouldn't be using this oil, because we have tons and tons of options. We have this aisle full of stuff, this aisle full of stuff, but when it comes to black hair care products, we get one little section.
When y'all are wondering why black people are so bothered at the Mielle drops being sold out and the price being risen, let's look at the white hair sections first of all. Not done. And this is the black hair care section. Wow, we're already done. Drops sold out and price raised by $3. Ridiculous. It doesn't even work for your hair type. Y'all wash it out, please. When you take stuff that is not made for your hair type, you are literally directly taking it from someone else. This is a direct example of that. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. I would tell you what I use instead, but I'm gatekeeping that, and we all should.
So for y'all to sit up here and go into our section and sell out the product, make the product be even more expensive than it was, it's just not fair to us. And it's really frustrating, because it's like we can't have anything to ourselves that's meant for us, because they always feel the need to infiltrate every little thing that we have for ourselves. And so of course everybody was upset about that, right? So then we get this announcement from Mielle Organics that they are partnering with P&G. Now, I'm going to pull up a article, if I can find one, of this partnership, because I want to make sure I got all my facts together, because I don't want people saying, I'm not being accurate with my stuff. And so I'm going to go ahead and read some of this. So basically, I'm reading this article from Allure. And they said that as of January 11th, which was 2 days ago from when I'm recording this, Natural hair care brand Mielle Organics, beloved for its pomegranate and honey leave-in conditioner and other bestsellers, will be joining P&G Beauty, the company that's also behind Always, Crest, Pantene, and many others. Mielle Organics will still be led by founders Monique and Melvin Rodriguez, who serve as the brand CEO and COO. And yeah, so basically, long story short, they are in partnership with P&G Beauty, and it says that they will still be, founders, so it'll still be black led, right? And so I want to make sure I address that before I say my thoughts. So even in me seeing that, and also in me seeing the statement that Mielle Organics put out, funny enough, they put out this statement like maybe 24 hours before that statement came out, that they hadn't had any plans to change their original formula, because that was the big concern and the fear that a lot of people had, that they were going to change their formula, and they did come out and say that they were not going to change their formula. So even with all that being said, with the statements that have been put out and everything like that, here are my thoughts, right? Especially after seeing some of the public's response to this as well, right? Here's the issue. Yes, it's a partnership. They did not buy Mielle Organics. They don't. Speaking about P&G, they don't own the brand, right? Yes, it's still going to be black led. Yes, Mielle put out a statement saying that they weren't going to change the formula. However, we have seen the same song and dance, the same formula, the same situation happen time and time again, especially with black owned hair care brands. We've seen it with Cantu. And that's the thing too. It's like there's a lot of brands that used to work really well. But then when they started getting, bought out, and they started partnering with these white owned companies that wanted to expand their audience past black people, they then started to change things. Even though the company said, we're not going to change anything. We're still going to hold true to what we've been doing. All in all, it always ends up in the same result. Cantu used to work really good for our hair. It no longer does. Carol's Daughter, same thing. Shea Moisture. Shea Moisture was probably the biggest disappointment for me, at least, because I loved Shea Moisture, but then it stopped working for my hair. And so, we've seen this time and time again in all of these companies. And I can't say that I've seen these specific statements. I'm just kind of going based off what people have said online. But I know Shea Moisture and Honey Pot. So Honey Pot is actually not a hair care brand, but they're a black owned, basically they're a black owned company that sells feminine products, right? So pads, tampons, stuff like that. And they went through the same thing. They were fully black owned. Their products worked really well. But then they started getting a lot of traction on social media, especially from outside people. And granted, when it comes to like pads and tampons, I don't think that's necessarily a race thing. Like, stuff like that is for everybody. So it makes sense that the brand did eventually expand to where it helped all women. But unfortunately, like with that, and then them, entering into Target and, getting all these new investors and stuff like that, they did change the formula, and people were really upset because then it started to, affect them. And yeah, the certain chemicals in pads and tampons can affect like your pH balance and like stuff like that. And so I'll let you guys do your own research on that. But yeah, long story short, the products weren't as healthy and safe for women as they were before it started to get bought out by other companies. And so, I say all that to say, it's kind of like the same ordeal where it's like, yeah, they're saying they're not going to change the product, but we all know what ends up happening, unfortunately. And I'm hoping nothing changes. I'm hoping that the formula stays the same, but because we've seen this same situation happen, and it always ends up that they end up changing the product and it doesn't work, it's really disappointing and frightening. And it's so frustrating as somebody with my hair texture that I have to keep switching brands, and I have to keep trying to find a new brand because when your favorite brand blows up and it becomes, um mass produced for other communities, it no longer, benefits our community who it was created for. And it almost feels like they're abandoning the the community that got them to where they were in the first place. And listen, I'm all for black owned businesses growing and evolving and reaching success. I love that. I love that for them. I love seeing black owners, especially black women business owners, thrive and, obtain wealth from their companies. I love to see it. But it's just unfortunate as a consumer because it comes to our expense, and then we end up getting products that just don't work as well because now they're trying to make the products work for other people that wasn't even the original intended audience. And so now I'm sitting here like, okay, who's left? We got TGIN. There's a few other brands that I probably need to look into, but now I have to like go back and start experimenting with those. I know Taraji P Henson's line is actually pretty good. I use some of her products, and her products have worked pretty good with my hair. But yeah, it's really really frustrating. It just feels like we can't have anything to ourselves, and it's just not fair because it's like, again, we already get one little small section in the store when it comes to our hair, and the fact that like it just seems like every single time we find something that works, white TikTok picks it up, and it just then these companies start to get bought out, and then they want to cater to that audience and that demographic because then they start to complain that the products don't work well because it was never meant for their hair in the first place, and then you end up getting another Shea Moisture or Cantu situation. And so I don't know. I'm hoping that it doesn't lead to that. I'm hoping that they do stay true to their word and that their products don't change and their formulas don't change. But we really don't know. And I haven't been hearing the best things about P&G either. I've seen people say like P&G, they're known for kind of like finding a way to take over companies and just having bad business practices. And so yeah, I don't know. Like I said, of course, I'm rooting for any black owned business to thrive in any way that they can. But just unfortunate that it seems like every time we have something for us, it gets overtaken by other communities. And so yeah, I'm definitely gonna start looking to maybe some smaller hair care companies that may not even be in stores like Target and Walmart. I might just look at some of the smaller hair care companies, or just starting to experiment and try other ones, because yeah, I think that's why a lot of people are frustrated and fearful that this is just gonna keep happening and that we're just gonna run out of stuff to use, or that we're even gonna have to start making our own products, because it just seems like the products that we love and that end up working, somehow it just ends up falling into the wrong hands. And so yeah, I just kind of wanted to get on here, express my thoughts, and also talk about why so many people are upset about this. I don't think it's because they don't want to see a black owned business thrive. That's not it at all. It's just that we want these companies to remain loyal to the communities that they were created from, but also the communities that helped them to get them where they are. We don't want to feel like we're being completely abandoned. And so yeah, let me know what you guys thoughts are in the comments down below. Let me know if you guys think that Mielle, if they're gonna stay true to their word and keep the formula the way that it is, or if they're gonna end up changing the formula to reach a bigger audience now with their partnership with P&G. Let me know what you guys thoughts in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys go ahead and give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.